and 26, whoso trusted in his own heart is a fool. So let's make this time in time of trouble. There's something wrong. But other than that, when there's nothing wrong, then your heart is not trying to play tricks on you. You have control over that. Now you're good. You're not being pressured to do something wrong. Your heart is single. Your mind is single. Do we understand what I mean by single? It's like you're thinking one way. You know you got this. You're a commandment keeper. You're doing the right thing. You just on a one-track mind. Yeah, apply the scriptures. I'm doing the right thing. You know, I'm in the commandments. I'm doing this. Righteousness, all righteousness is coming up. But then we run into temptation, whether it's vexation or whether it's something unlawful, whether it's covetousness, whether it's envy, whatever the circumstance is, we run into that temptation. Now our heart has company. It's under pressure. And if we're not careful, depending on the situation, sin has the ability to try and get you to veer off a little bit or trim your way. And that's why the faithful reprover is there to say, nope, you can't do that. You can't trim your way. Nope. You got to be strict. Like, wait a minute. You're like, wait a minute. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. Like, there is something wrong. It's not profitable in this situation. You might be trying to bend the law without breaking it. And your reprover is like, and so the thing about it is, I'm not the only reprover. Each and every last one of you are a reprover according to the scriptures in Ephesians 4. Every joint supply. So as a sister step to another sister, the sister is saying, hey, you cannot bend. You cannot bend that. That's not expedient. That's not profitable. Another brother come to another brother and say, nah, you can't do that. Yeah, you was fine before that. But now that this circumstance has arose, the Most High, who is faithful, has allowed a person to enter into your space to help you, to save you. You see how it was just said? The Most High. A man's going is a rule. That's what the Bible says. So that person is in your space because the Most High sent him to deliver you, sent her to deliver you, sent the help. He brought the cavalry. Now, it might not feel good, especially if it's something that you want to do. But the Most High will refrain you from doing it. Remember how Ezra asked the Lord, why didn't he refrain Adam? He said, oh, Adam, what hast thou done? Lord, why didn't you just refrain him? To the Most High, he will. He'll help you if you listen. If you listen, he'll help you out of that situation. Don't let your heart turn you into a fool. All right, so now let's lose that. VJ said it's enough for that. All right, so we're going to lose Proverbs 28. We're going to go back to Proverbs chapter 19, or Psalms chapter 19. Okay. So the fear of the Most High is clean. The judgments of the Lord, so that's in verse 9, the judgments are true. So you're not seeing God Almighty, you're seeing a manifestation of the Spirit of the Most High inside of one another. So what they tell you, the conclusion is, the Bible says it's true and it's righteous. So you can't be like, oh, this is not right. It's wicked. It's wrong. Nope. Now, here's our point right here. More to be desired. So if you want to be in a good space, more to be desired are they than gold. Yeah, than much fine gold. So you have got to love this more than money. See? More than your job. You got to love this. You got to think about this. You got to be addicted to it, a fanatic. You got to be devoted to it. You got to be committed to it. The way of the Most High, it says, sweeter also than honey. So all of this stuff that we just read, you're supposed to have a good heart for that and be like, that's sweet. That's sweet. You know how you see something really nice? You say, oh, I like that. Ooh, hey, that's sweet right there. That's clean. That's nice. I like that. You're supposed to feel like that about the commandments of the Most High, the ways of the Most High, the fellowship, the reproof, the instruction, the glory, the studying, the reading, the lesson, the interpretation, the discourse, the stammering. You're supposed to feel like that about all and above. And then everything else falls in line. Nothing is supposed to surpass the way of the Most High. It's nothing. If you do that, you're going to be successful. BJ, if you do that, you're going to be successful, man. Most High have big plans for you. Huge plans for you. You got to stay in the commandments. But if you don't, or any one of us don't, go to Wisdom of Solomon 9. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9. In verse 6. For though a man be never so perfect. What does that mean for a man to be never so perfect? Man be never so perfect. What do you think that means? For a man to be never so perfect. It's undescribable. You're at a loss of words. You're trying to, in our mind, we're trying to describe the glory of somebody. Like Solomon in his time, that's how he know. Solomon in his time was never so perfect. His magnificence was amazing. His glory. Yahweh Shai himself said that. Let's get it. Show you what Christ was talking about. Go to the book of Matthew. Never so perfect. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 29. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. So Christ was talking about the lilies, but he's mentioning Solomon in his glory. Solomon was the wealthiest and the richest king ever. There was nobody more stunning. He was the number one stunner. He was magnificent in all that he did. There was no description never so perfect. There's no description to the perfection or to the glory. That was him in earth. Now let's go back to his wisdom in the 9th chapter of the Apocrypha, chapter 6. He understood this thing. For though a man be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded. So you don't have to be perfect, or you don't have to be in the magnificence or glory of anything. You can just be an average person. And don't have the wisdom of the Most High with you, you're nothing. You are nothing. You know what makes you something? The commandments of the Lord. That's what makes a man something. Go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. I'm going to skip around. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 2, it says, lift ye up a banner upon the mountain, exalt the voice unto them. Verse 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones. Sanctification means separation from the world. So you're being commanded. What are you being commanded to do? Keep laws, statutes, and commandments. Now jump down to verse 12, our point. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. You see? So you're going to be regarded. And ain't got nothing. You're going to be better than gold. And it takes the commandments inside of you to be like this. It says, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. We become precious when we allow the Most High, His Spirit, to enter into us and reform our heart. That's when we become better. So, let's see. We got a lot open. Psalms 19, verse 10, more to be desired than they of gold. Yeah. Than much fine gold. Much fine gold. That means we should desire that than much wealth, much money. A lot of people, they don't paper chase. They chasing the bag. They gotta have this, they gotta have that. No, you don't. You ain't taking it with you. You gotta have the law, statutes, commandments, precepts. You gotta have the way. You gotta overcome sin. You gotta overcome temptation. You gotta stop straddling the fence. Because you ain't straddling. It's either you in or you out. That's it. It ain't no lukewarm. Now, the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can hear the voice of the Lord and live. You can say, okay, I don't want to fall short. I don't want to fall short. But as long as you accept wavering, being double-minded, heart going two ways, long you keep accepting that, you're going further and further away from perfection. You'll never be perfect. You will never be perfect because you're feeding your flesh. The scriptures say we to be without spot, wrinkle, or blemish. Without it, that means flawless. Remember, when you walk, it's supposed to keep you. What happened? When you lie down, it's supposed to have kept you. What happened? When you got up, it's supposed to talk with you. So where along the way and the path did you decide to walk away from it? Because it is destined to be with you. If we make that decision to put it down momentarily, we truly have a problem. And the problem is bigger than you can ever imagine. This is God's bar. It's not mine. And I got to show it to us so that we can have self-examination and tune. Remember the old resistor radios? You turn the knob and you got to get it on station. So you got to tune yourself. You got to be dialed in. You got to polish up yourself. And you got to let the Christ finish the faith in you. Make it right. Because two ways that if your heart, if your mind is right, you're going to desire the commandments and you're going to be like, that is sweet to me. Sweeter than honey, the honeycomb. Verse 11, moreover, by them is thy servant warned. So somebody that's loving the Most High like that and treating like gold and is sweeter than honeycomb to you, I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to ask you, Lim. When it says, moreover, by them is thy servant warned, the person that treated like gold and is sweeter, how is that first precept in 11 in relation to them? Moreover, by them is thy servant warned. How is it in relation to them? It's kind of a trick question. So know I'm coming. I want you to think about something different than what you would be thinking. How was that part in relation to them? This person who is sweeter. I mean, it's more than gold to them. They value it. They highly value it. Give me a chance to think about it. That's why I'm STEM. They desire more than gold. They don't care. Gold is doo-doo to them. It's literally a dog turd.
I'm trying to understand the question.
Okay.
You're saying that you're asking me the them.
With the in verse 11, because verse 10 and 11 are talking about two different people. Let's make it two different people. Here's the scenario. The scenario, we get two different people. But the person that desires all this stuff we've been talking about this afternoon, this evening, they desire more than gold. It's sweeter than honey. Oh, it's sweet. They love it. Oh, they like it. How is the first part of 11? How are they relating? Does it relate to him? Moreover, by them is thy servant warned. A man that, okay.
They see why that is greater than gold to them because they're looking at somebody else go through something totally different because they don't desire the same. They watching them and the outcome from them like.
That's what you're saying is true, but that's not what I'm looking at. I'm outside of the box. Okay, Yash.
I'm thinking when you ask me the them. So, and we read in Isaiah about a man is more precious than gold. So the them in this aspect, I'm thinking out of the box. You desire it from your brother. He's the them. He got it right, and he walking in the way, and he's there for you. So when he come to you, you look at him like he's fine gold, like the word that he dropping, the counsel he giving, the advice he giving, even the correction.
So let's say that to be true too, but still not quite what I'm looking for. Obadiah. How does this relate to the person whose word of the Lord is finer than gold, man? How does the warning relate? Moreover, by them, the them is not people, it's the commandments of the Most High. What does that have to do with him? The person who treats the Most High's word as better than gold. Just tell me, and then if it's correct, then we'll get your precept.
Like going into wisdom about warning you, and I think it's a wisdom something about wisdom warning you. So it's basically going into like the person that's desiring the commandments and the laws. The scriptures don't warn them from certain things, like a wise man foreseeth the evil. Going into a wise man foreseeth the evil and turning himself from it.
Okay, so what I'm looking for. So everybody's right, but I try to put you in the trick bag to make you think outside the box. Even though a person with that desire is scrutinized the same way and held to a higher standard. You know, they held to a high standard, right? What I was looking for is that when it comes to the warnings, if you desire the word of the Most High like that, you become the person given the warning instead of being the person that's warned. You understand? Oftentimes, being behind the warning is very painful. It's painful. It's scary. It's a lot of things. People that are being warned, they have to recover from being warned. They have to now worry about, is this warning going to come to pass? Is it really going to happen? You know, let me say this. I hope I'm not saying too much. I used to let me spit it out. Okay. I would literally tell people what's going to happen to them, and it would happen. And I've seen people sit and not think that it was going to happen, but just think that, yeah, you're doing your job with the reproof of instruction. And exactly how and what was said was going to happen, it happened. Now, we might say that that's very strange or very miraculous, but with me, it wasn't strange because I'm a believer. With me, it's better than the gold and silver, and it's sweeter than anything in the world. There's nothing that amazes me more than the commandments of the Most High. I understand that there are some amazing machines that's really nice, but at the end, the King that created earth and heaven and all that there is still is more magnificent than any man-made toy. So when the Lord shows me that things were going to happen in this earth, and I tell somebody that this is going to happen in this earth, I already know that it's going to happen. It's just the people that I tell don't know that it's going to happen. I got quiet a moment ago because I thought about the scriptures that talk about if thou canst without offense reveal them not. So I was going to just say as a witness or a testimony, well, ask this person, ask that person. But I'll just make the statement. I just made the statement that I've had in my lifetime the ability to say this will happen and that will happen. Those are warnings. So to sum this thing up so that we can understand why I'm talking about this. If your love for the Most High is so righteous and is so clean, you're not the person that's getting warned. You're the person that's doing the warning. The Most High. Go to 2 Timothy 2. The Most High is using you. Second Timothy chapter 2 and verse 19. It says, nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure. So the foundation of all those that the Most High is building, the new Jerusalem. Before we are a place, we are a people. And you're the foundation that he's building on, he's sending people to. The Most High is supposed to be able to send people to you, and you set an example of his goodness, his righteousness, and his glory is on display. What do I mean by his glory is on display? You show a living example of what walking and following the Most High through Christ is. So you're standing. Then it says, having this seal. So you got something. It says, the Lord knoweth them that are his. So he know the ones that is about him, and he knows the ones that are not about him. Now let everyone that nameth the name of Christ. So you say that you follow the Most High due to Christ. It says depart from iniquity. So keep that in mind. You depart from iniquity. But in a great house. So like a mansion or a kingdom or a big house. There are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and of earth. Some to honor and some to dishonor. So in this great house of Israel, you have gold and you have silver. This is a quality of person. You shine like gold, you shine like silver. But then there are some wood and earth, expendable. You use it, but there's nothing unique for it. It's not a showpiece. It's not a centerpiece. And you honor them, and other things you dishonor, meaning you don't hold highly esteemed. If a man therefore purge himself from these, so in the house of Israel, in the great house of God, when you see things that are not honorable, that the Most High, he doesn't honor that. He doesn't honor them. You must purge yourself, separate yourself. That ain't the one that you cleave to, the ones that you say, this is my lone friend from the 7th grade. This is that. This is my cousin. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be your mother. It could be anybody. You got to purge. He shall be a vessel unto honor. Sanctified, that means separated. So now you are honored and you sanctified. Who is warning you? What are they warning you for? You're honorable. You're not, you warn dishonorable people. You warn suspects, people that are sus. That's how y'all call you, sus. You warn them. Suspicious. I gave him a foot, say something very screwy going on. Now listen. So then it says, so now you're honored, sanctified, and meet for the master's use. That part you take with Psalms 19 and 11, and you go give the warning. You meet for the Most High's use. You're the one that's giving the warning out. And prepared for every good work. You're the one that's giving the warning out. That's what I wanted you guys to see. I know it was, nobody got it wrong because all the answers was right, but I wanted to stimulate your thought process. That's why I say it's a trick question and it's outside the box. So let's put ourselves in a situation to where we're sanctified, we're vessels of gold, and we're given, and our desire for the commandments of the Most High is more than our money that we're trying to make, more than these jobs. And to us, it's sweeter and better than anything. And we are the ones that's giving the warning. Because we understand and our love for the Most High. Now go to 1 Corinthians chapter 8. First Corinthians chapter 8. In verse 3, it says, but if any man love God, the same is known of him. So the Most High knows how we feel about him. The Most High knows how we feel about him. Go to Sirach, Ecclesiastes, chapter 2. In verse 2, it says, set our heart aright, set thy heart aright, constantly endure. So from 2 Timothy 2, 1 Corinthians 8, concerning love of the Most High and us being known by the Most High, make our mind up. Fine tune, dial it in, fine tune our heart, fine tune our mind. Set it right. Set it right. Constantly endure. What's another way to describe or say constantly endure? What's another way, man?
So,
Suffer. Okay. Yash, continue to endure. Okay. Obadiah. I'm not looking for anything particular. I'm just looking for your, constantly endure. Be strong. Okay. VJ. Then I'll add mine. Huh? Listen correctly. Constantly endure. You're going to tell somebody to constantly endure. What's another way to tell them to constantly endure? Constantly endure. You're trying to encourage them.
Don't give in to temptation.
Don't give in. All right? Don't give in. What's that? Die daily. Okay? Hey, for me, keep trying. Right? Constantly endure. That's just, nobody's wrong. Keep trying. And what are we trying to do according to 1 Corinthians 8:3? What did it say off the top of our minds? We just came from it. Don't turn back to it. You got to remember the Bible. What did it say in 1 Corinthians 8:3? Even if you don't quote it word for word, what was it talking about?
Us loving God and us being known of Him.
Right. If any man love the God, the same is known of him. Right. Okay. So in here in Sirach 2:2, constantly endure. If you find somebody that they might have fallen short for whatever reason, we're not condemning them. We're not trying to discourage them. We're not coming for you. So now utilize your words to try and explain to them what they should be doing. We're going to start over. Then what did you tell them to do? Suffer. How do you mean suffer? Suffer the affliction. So he inflicted them. Remember, constantly endure. Use something else. Because what are they trying to do? They're trying to show the Most High, I do love you. But yes, I messed up.
I mean, not affliction. I mean, like the heartache, the pain, the going through something.
You're trying to encourage somebody. Because if any man love God, the same is known of him. Remember, there are some scriptures that say, man, you sinning, you ain't loving them, but you know that you do. And so it didn't show with the last action. So you have to now express to someone the resilience, hey, so keep going. So now come again, constantly endure. Give me something. There you go. Get back up and keep trying. What are they trying to get back up and keep going with? Showing the Most High that our love for Him, because He knows where our mind is. It went astray, but now we're going to show something different. Okay, Yash.
I had said continue to endure, and if I'm dealing with somebody who made that mistake, I'll just tell them like, you got it. You got to rebound. You know what I'm saying? And just keep moving forward.
Because what are they trying to do?
Show the Most High.
There you go. They're trying to show the Most High their love for Him. Okay, Obadiah.
I said be strong, so I say be stronger than you was before in trying to show the Most High that you love.
Absolutely. Okay, VJ.
Stay on the right path.
Stay on the right path. Okay, what path is that?
Showing the Most High that you love.
Showing the Most High that you love Him. Okay, and what did I say?
You say
Keep trying. Yeah. Keep trying. Yeah, keep trying. Okay, so now we didn't get to the series. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so I won't even force it. I would love to go into the series. What I'm gonna do is go to Exodus chapter 34, and we'll be in our descent. We'll start coming on down after this. We get out on time and everybody can get home. And we'll be in the spirit and feeling good. Had a really nice Bible study. Exodus chapter 34. In verse 1 says, the Lord said unto Moses, hew thee 2 tables of stone like unto the first. And I will write upon these tables the words which were in the last tables which thou breakest. So when Moses saw the children of Israel went going off, he didn't like that. You understand? He saw it. Let's get it. Exodus 32. Go to the 32nd chapter. Let me see how I can compress this. Chapter 32 and 7. The Lord said unto Moses, go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. Pay attention. When you are alone or by yourself, that is not the chance to stray and go into sin. A lot of people fall like that. A lot of people fall like that. They go into sin. You don't need a supervisor. You have the commandments. You have the law. The commandment is the lamp and the law is light. You got that. They have turned aside quickly out of the way, which I commanded them. Quickly, he said. They have made a molten calf and worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which I've brought thee out of the land of Egypt. The Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them. So listen to this. There's a question. It's not a trick question, but it should make you think. If the Lord said, let me alone, and he's talking to Moses, what does he want Moses to do? No. Remember. Okay, let me tell us what time constraint. I want us to get out here early on time. Do you remember? I love Ezra. He's a priest prophet. Ezra's spirit, he loved Israel.
Okay.
He loved Israel, man. He had a great concern. He gave himself for Israel. He gave himself to learning, to education, to be right there with them, to understand things, right? So if you know that about him, then so was Moses. But Moses, he did break out in a rash. He let the people stir him up. That's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
They got him. They got to him. So if the Lord is saying, "Let me alone," what is Moses? What was he asking Moses to stop doing?
Stop pleading.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stop making an intercession. Just stop it. Stop it. Because so don't be, I don't want to tell us to not plead the cause for someone.
Mm.
So, what I want to say. Don't be what we used to call the burnout, right? Don't mess up and somebody is pleading for you, and the Most High don't want to hear the person that's pleading for you because your choice for real is it's bad, it's very knowledgeable. You just doing what you're doing. The Most High ain't gonna he ain't gonna hear the prayer of the person that's praying for you, that's making plea, because you're past the point of you're ignorant, you don't know. No, you're making a conscious decision to just vex the Lord. A lot of teachings come out through Israel now. Most High got his spirit in this earth. And so he's given us the tools to avoid the things that we are running into, and yet we're making the choice. So it says, I will consume them and make a nation and make of thee a great nation. It says, I'm going to kill the sinners, and I'm going to pick and choose some ones, and I'm going to build from them. Like we read in 2 Timothy, the foundation of the Lord standeth sure. The Most High built the foundation using Christ and start building upon it. That's who you guys are. All right. So we got to fast forward for time constraint. Jump over to verse 19. And it came to pass as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, he saw the calf and the dancing. And Moses, his anger waxed hot. That's something that we can't do. Can't do that. When you see sin, you wax hot. Because it costed him. He is not the Most High. It costed him. If he got that playing God, he lost. And he cast the tables out of his hands and break them beneath the mount. So that anger put into the minds of the Israelites that he had the authority to do that and to bring forth like it was righteous wrath. No, it wasn't. The Most High didn't tell him to go down there and slam him. He didn't. You got to be careful. You got to learn from these things. You let God be God, and you're just a messenger. You are not to lord over people. You are not to be consumed with anger, wrath, passion. The scriptures in James says, wrath work not the righteousness of the Most High. So when we become wrathful, the righteousness of the Most High goes out of the door. It's our job to bring forth reproof of instruction and edification and let that sit, settle, and resonate on that person. That's our job. If the sight of our eyes is too much, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there. The sight of your eyes is too much for you. Go ahead and retreat respectfully. So now let's fast forward to where we was. Go back to Exodus chapter 34. Now the Most High is going to come back to his prophet, Moses. And the Lord said unto Moses, hew thee 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and I will write upon these tables the words which were in the first tables which you broke. and be ready in the morning and come up into the mountain, come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai and present thyself there to me in the top of the mount. And no man shall come up with thee. Neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount. Neither let the flocks nor herds feed before that mount. The reason is because Moses saw the Lord face to face. That's why. And nobody else, it was not meant for anybody else to see the Lord but Moses. He spoke to Moses like men speak to men. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. See, that's amazing. That's amazing. Nobody in existence but that man there. He saw the Lord face to face. You know what got him, what earned him that privilege? Submissiveness, man. Humbleness. That's why, guys, we gotta try with everything that lieth within us to deal right. And maybe the Most High will do something, whatever, for us. Moses didn't ask for that, but that's what he got. So let's move on. And he hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first. And Moses rose up early in the morning and went up into Mount Sinai, as the Lord had commanded him, and took in his hand the 2 tables of stone. And the Lord, here's our coming up in our point, and we're done. The Lord descended in the cloud and stood with him. So the Lord come down in the cloud, and now he's physically standing there and proclaimed the name of the Lord. So he let him know who he was. And the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord God, merciful and gracious, long suffering, and abundant in goodness and truth. So this is the reason why we came here. If the Most High proclaimed this unto Moses, this is our affirmation to our people. Okay, that. So the reason why we came here, because remember, we found other ways from our perspective to tell somebody about Sirach 2:2. Constantly endure, keep trying, don't give up, hold on, right? Because the Lord himself proclaimed himself to be merciful, to be gracious, to be long suffering, and abundant in goodness. Peradventure, our people are not wise as we think them to be, or have given them credit. We may have given them too much credit. They might just probably don't understand. So we've got to decrease and let the Most High increase, and let him proclaim himself to them, and be merciful and be gracious and deal with them with just a faithful messenger, without the authority to bring in condemnation, discouragement, or any such thing. We can't kill somebody's spirit. We got to be cautious and careful about that. All right? So that's it. We understand. Questions? Yes. The communion. Let's do it. feel good about this class. After this, I would definitely want to break bread. Matthew 26. Somebody want to read it? Got it, BJ? Matthew 26 and verse 6.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 6. Now Christ was in Bethany, the house of Simon the leper. There came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For his ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Christ understood it, he said to them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she had wrought a work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For unless she had poured this ointment on my body, she be for my burial. Verily I shall say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there also is that this woman hath done be told for memorial of her.
All right, so all praises to the Most High for giving the sister the spirit to come forth and give Christ some comfort for his burial and bring forth a beautiful example of a broken and contrite heart. So all praises. Now, the communion, 1 Corinthians 11:23.
For 1 Corinthians, verse 11 and 23. For I have received of the Lord that which also I delivered unto you. That the same night, Lord Christ, then the same Lord,
Let's keep going.
Lord Christ, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, Take, eat, this is my body which is broken for you. This do ye in remembrance of me. After the same man also took the cup when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eat and drink it unworthily, he and drink damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For his cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world.
Good job. Come on, bro. Down low. Do what?